Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little roundup review on all of the makeup that I tried last month in November. I don't have the biggest pile this time, but I'm very okay with that because I have some really cool things to share with you and I'm just really excited to talk about everything, break everything down. As always, I'm no way intending on being braggy or anything with this. I'm very grateful for any PR I received and I'm thankful that I'm able to buy a few things myself. And this is just a way for me to be very transparent on the makeup that I tried and give you my rounded up thoughts on everything. Before we get into it though, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on my Instagram and TikTok by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessories today go, these earrings are from Spooky Doodle Club on Etsy. I believe this choker is from Shop Sun & Co. and this hat is from Foxblood Shop. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive in and chat about all of the makeup that I tried in November. First up, Lawless sent me a little package. It had a little trio of 3 glosses in them, and I love this gloss formula so much. One of my favorite gloss formulas of all time. So I was super excited to get a trio of minis in shades that I didn't have yet. It was called like the Winter Beach collection or something. There was also a little eyeshadow palette, but I'll be honest, it wasn't totally my vibe, so I'm giving that one to a friend. But the glosses are definitely my vibe. The shades are Bitten, Blushed Sand, and Rose Pearl. I love these glosses. They're so shiny, so comfy. They're also plumping, which I personally love. And I think these colors are so stinking cute. Bitten is kind of this muted cherry color. Blushed Rose is just kind of like your pinky neutral sort of color. And Rose Pearl is also sort of pinky neutral, but it's very like metallic almost looking on the lips. These are all super pretty. Very happy to have those. Next up, Glamlite. I ordered a few things from the Scooby-Doo collection. One of the things is a big standout. 2 of them were a little bit of a letdown. I did already do a video on my channel playing with this collection, and I've also done individual Instagram videos / TikToks with both palettes. Let's get the good news out of the way first. The highlighter duo. I love this. I think this is so pretty. I'm wearing the pinky one right now, the one that's on the top. Although it's funny because I feel like in the viewfinder, this one looks green and this one looks pink. It like flips on me. It must just be the way the camera perceives it versus the way my eye perceives it right here because they do kind of shift different ways. But I'm wearing the top one right now. I love this like soft pinky shift. These are so sparkly. If you do not like a sparkly highlighter, you better stay clear. You wouldn't like this at all. But if you're anything like me, I love a sparkly wet looking highlighter and these are so pretty. I'm really happy that I bought myself this. And then we have the 2 palettes, which I was really excited about, and they're not awful, but I feel a little let down by them. First is the Creeps and Crawls. They're both 10-pan palettes, which I do love the sizing of because Glamlite's notorious for doing larger palettes. I love the colors in here. I love the matte to shimmer ratio. The shimmers in here are beautiful. The mattes are just a little lackluster in my opinion. They're a little more on the sheer side. You really have to build them up to get a decent level of pigmentation. I don't have any problems with blending or patchiness, but I just expected a little more punch with these. The only other Glamlite palettes that I own are the 2 Michaela palettes, and I really love those. I find them to be so incredibly pigmented and amazing, and these just didn't like match up to that for me, so I was a little let down by that. And then we have the Rut Row Raggy palette. Again, same kind of deal, 10 pans. I like the matte shimmer ratio. The shimmers are gorgeous in here, but again, the mattes are just a little sheer for me. Wish they packed a little bit more punch, wanted a little bit more out of it. They're not awful palettes, but especially compared to a lot of other things I've tried lately, I just expected a little bit more. Moving on, Unearthly Cosmetics sent me a little package recently, which their site is down right now. Well, the site's up, but they're not taking orders right now. They've paused orders through the end of the year so they can catch up on things, but they should be reopening soon at the beginning of the year. And I'll have everyone's site link down below for you. First is the Daily Grind palette. I did feature this in a YouTube video along with the next palette I'm gonna talk about, and I did do individual Instagram videos and TikToks with these as well. This one is so cute. Such a precious little 9-pan, different shades of orange, green, mint. I think it's a really fun color story. I really don't have any complaints about it. I think it's a really fun one. I really like their matte formula. I think it's really pigmented and blendable, and their shimmers are really pretty as well. Sometimes they have a shimmer formula that's super ultra sparkly and shifty. These aren't like that, but they do still have a really pretty shine and nice metallicness to them. I like this palette. I think it's a cute concept and a cute color story. And then we have the Dead of Night palette. I love this one. I absolutely adore this color story. I love this purple, teal, green, silver combo. It's so pretty. I've had a blast with this one. These shimmers are gorgeous. Again, they're not crazy like shifty, sparkly, but they do have a really nice like impact on the lids. I feel like they look really interesting. And these mattes are just gorgeous. I love how deep and rich they get. I absolutely adore this palette. This would also complement the In the Dark palette that they launched last winter really, really well. They also came out with 7 new shades in their Satin liquid lipstick range. I love this formula. It is so comfortable. It doesn't dry down 100% matte, but I personally like that because then it never feels dry and cakey on my lips. But these also do last a long time, even though they don't dry down 100% matte. I find I can like usually eat with them and spend a day with them as long as I'm not doing anything like greasy as far as food goes. These last pretty well for me. The shades are Amber, Aura, Danielle, Gianna, Gloria, Marianne, and Olivia. I also did do a lip swatch video with all of these on my Instagram and TikTok if you're curious. I did recently do all of my lip products for my declutter series, and I did end up decluttering Olivia and Gianna just because these are a little too warm and light for my skin tone. I feel like they just look a little odd. Olivia specifically looks very concealer lipsy on me personally. And Gianna, it's just not quite the tone that I personally love in a like lighter neutral. But the other 5 are just absolutely gorgeous. My favorites are probably Aura, this really pretty kind of peachy, darker peachy color, and Danielle, that beautiful brown. I love a brown lip. So I love this formula. Really happy to see more shades in this range, and I'm gonna be reaching for these a lot. Next up, Kaleidos came out with their little contour collection, and I'm really excited about it because I really liked the little contour palettes they came out with. Oh my gosh, I don't even know when, probably end of 2020. It's been quite a while, but they revamped it recently and I'm really liking it. First being the brush, this C2 brush, I've really been liking this. I find I can kind of smudge under my nose really nicely. I can carve out the jawline if I want to. I can tuck it around my cheekbones really easily. I'm just really liking this brush. It's kind of stipply, very blendable. I like the shape of it. It's a good brush. I'm probably gonna continue using this one for a while. We have the Symphony Face Illuminator in the shade Light. They came out with, I think, 5 different shades between like light to deep. And I'm using the light one because I'm a ghost. And I really like this. I've been using this constantly the last few weeks to kind of set my under eye concealer and usually like around the creases of my mouth instead of using like a loose setting powder. And I've been loving it. This is matte, even though it's called like an illuminator, but I don't feel like it's a drying matte. It's a very like natural kind of finish in my opinion. It's not like dry looking at all. But it's not shimmery. Don't get confused because it's called an illuminator. Think back to like the early 2016, 2017 YouTube days when everybody used like a banana powder, like a pressed banana powder to set their under eyes. Similar to that, but with better colors. I'm really liking this though. I'm probably gonna use this under my eyes every day until it's completely panned. I really like the formula of this. It's very finely milled. It never looks cakey on me. I'm obsessed with it. We also have the Symphony Contour Trio. Again, they came out with 5 shades between light to deep. And again, I'm using the light one. Lately, I've been using this shade over here, and I really like it. It's a really good contour shade. It looks very much like a natural shadow on my fair skin. It's not too gray, not too orange. It's like a perfect contour shade. And it feels weird to be using this because I haven't really used contour in a long time. I've very much been a bronzer girly the last like probably 2 years. But it's been fun kind of revisiting this, and I'm liking it in the winter. I'm liking being just a little more sculpted and not so much bronze because I'm a cold weather queen and I feel like this matches that vibe better. Even though it's not very cold very often in Florida, I embrace the days as they come. Ace Beauté, they came out with 2 new palettes and also sent me over their Ambiance palette they came out with a couple of months ago. I love the Ambiance palette so much. I've done videos with all of these. I included this one in a Get Ready With Me, and I used these 2 in a 2 looks video together, and then I did individual Instagram videos / TikToks with all 3 of these. This Ambiance palette is so beautiful. I love it so much. These grungy, rich jewel tone colors, very autumnal. This is totally up my alley. They did such a good job with the matte to shimmer ratio in my opinion as well. I feel like a lot of times Ace Beauté doesn't always include enough shimmers for my personal preference, so this is wonderful. I love that there's kind of like a matching shimmer to go with everything. I love the variety you get with this. This is such a killer palette in my opinion. I can see this one being a long time favorite. Really all 3 of these. I think they are just outstanding palettes. They've really like outdone themselves here. And then next we have the Aura and Envy palettes. They released these on Cyber Monday and I am obsessed to say the least. The Aura palette is so cute. This kind of purple, pinky reddish mustard combo. It just fuels my soul. I love this combo. I think the shimmers are gorgeous in here. And again, you get such a good variety. This is such a fun, unique color story, and it really just makes me happy. So I've been having a lot of fun with that one. And we have the Envy palette. This is definitely my favorite of the three that I just talked about. I also did recently upload an Ace Beauté palette ranking. So if you're curious about my thoughts on all of my Ace Beauté palettes, you can go check that out. But this is gorgeous. It's literally like the oceanic and tropical vibes had a baby. I love the grunginess mixed with those bright blue and greens. Oh, I just love this one so much. I've had such a blast playing with it. I feel like, again, you just get such a good variety of options in this one. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this release. I have nothing bad to say about any of those palettes. I've loved this brand for such a long time, like before they changed their formula, before they knew I existed. I've been such a fan, and I'm just so happy to see like more growth from them, new things from them over the years, and these are some really awesome releases. Next up, I treated myself to a little Glossier Balm.com, the Swiss Miss flavor, which I'm pretty sure isn't available anymore, and I'm so sorry, but I only just got this recently. I only just got it in the mail like a week ago, and I figured I would throw it in this video, because even though this like scent flavor, what have you, isn't available anymore, hopefully they bring it back, I can still chat about the Balm.com in general, because I've never tried this. I know it's a very popular lip balm, but I'm late to the train, and I got suckered in by this Swiss Miss scent. I'm a hot chocolate girly. I love the holiday season, and this truly does smell like just like you opened like a packet of Swiss Miss before mixing it into your mug. I love this, and it is so hydrating. I put this on first thing in the morning every single morning the last week, and it just feels so good. I feel it instantly sinking into my lips and just giving them so much hydration. And as we get into the colder months, even though again in Florida it's very sporadic, today's actually quite chilly, I feel like it's nice, especially with the infrequent weather changes. I like having something to keep my lips nice and soft and moisturized and plump. Otherwise they turn into a desert and they're cracked and awful. This has been wonderful. We're almost done. I told you this wasn't the biggest pile this time, but I'm happy about it because I feel like these are just some really awesome killer things that I got to try, and I'm happy that I'm just learning to be a lot more conscious with what I do try. I don't want to try everything. I don't want to own everything. That's overwhelming. I'd rather be picky with what I try that I get in PR and what I buy myself. And this next one is something I did buy myself that I'm really happy with so far. I bought the Bad Side Zodiac collection from Melt. It's 4 little palettes, 3 glosses, and 1 liquid lipstick, and I am loving everything. I did a 4 looks video with these palettes together if you were interested, and I'm working on doing individual Instagram videos / TikToks with all of these as I speak. Most of them should be up by the time this video goes up, or if they're not already up, they'll be coming very soon. And I also actually did film a lip swatch video with the 3 glosses right before this for Instagram and TikTok, so if you want to see all of those like on my lips together, like in sequence, you can go check that out as well. Let's talk about these palettes. First, we have the Air palette. It's so cute. This is my favorite of the bunch by far. It's the one I'm wearing today. I think this is absolutely stunning. It's a purple, pink, peach color scheme, and I just think it is so cute. I love that we have 4 shimmers in here. I feel like you get a lot of variety for only 8 shades, and this one makes me really happy. I personally love Melt. I'm a sucker for Melt. I love their aesthetic, their branding. I love the products they come out with. The only thing I've ever had an issue with is their Sex Foil Liquid Highlight. Not my favorite thing. It was just kind of too subtle for me. But their palettes are always amazing to me. I think their mattes are beautiful and pigmented and blendable. Their shimmers, while they're not like crazy shifty sparkly like a lot of the shimmers we see nowadays, they do just have a really nice richness to them across the lid. I'm always really happy with my makeup when I wear Melt Cosmetics. I was just really excited about this release, to say the least. Next is the Earth palette, a grungy, earthy dream. Look how cute she is. I love this one. I love these different shades. They're so just rich, and again, grungy. I'm gonna beat that word into the ground. I do wish there were slightly different shimmers in here because these just aren't the shimmers I personally reach for the most. Like, I rarely wear like a gold, a bronze, and a copper shimmer. Those are just like my least favorite shimmers you could possibly give me. I really wish there was a rich, deep like green shimmer or even like a plum to match this one. I think that would have been really cool, but overall, I do like this palette. I think it's really pretty. I've liked what I've created with it so far. Next, we have the Fire palette. This one looks like this. We have just variations of red, orange, and yellow. I do wish there were more shimmers in here, like at least 1 more shimmer, because we only got 2. And I do wish this was just a little more punchy. I wish there was a little bit more brightness and maybe even a little bit more depth, like a really deep dark burgundy or a really dark purple would have suited this palette really nicely in my opinion, especially because I feel like these 3 mattes in the middle, they all just look kind of similar orangey on the eyes. I wish there was a little bit more variety there. So because of that, this is my least favorite from the bundle, but again, it's not a bad palette. I'm still happy to have it for now, but I might not keep it forever. And last, we have the water palette. I'm a Cancer, so this is my palette, and I do love this one a lot. Again, I think this one has really good variety. We have a mixture of like brighter blues, deeper blues, kind of turquoisey shades, and then cool tone browns. And I think this is really nice. I like the shimmers we got in here as well. We have just a good range from light to deep, and I think this one's a lot of fun. I'm a sucker for blue eyeshadow, so this one makes me really happy. And we have the lip products, the 3 glosses and the liquid lipstick. In order, the glosses are Attitude, Flare, and Rebel, and the liquid lip is Shade. Shade is just a really nice black, which I love a black lip. I love Melt's liquid lipstick formula, so I was happy to just add another black into my repertoire in a formula that I love. And these glosses are so cool. They are ultra sparkly, ultra plumping. I'm wearing one right now. I'm wearing the shade Flare. This is actually the least sparkly one out of the range, but it's still really pretty. I love the shine. I like the sparkle that it does leave. The other two are like ultra glittery on the lips, and I really like these glosses. I've never tried a matte gloss before, and these ones in particular are really fantastic, and I'm happy that I have them. And finally, last but not least, I feel like we're ending on kind of a boring note, but it's an important note. I just got sent this Sheer Mineral Sunscreen SPF 30 from Good Molecules. I only just wore it for the first time this morning, so I can't tell you a full wear test about this, but all I know is it blended onto my skin really nicely after my skincare this morning. It doesn't smell bad at all. Like, it hardly even has a smell, which I appreciate because I really don't love the smell of sunscreen. So the fact that this doesn't really smell like anything makes me happy. It's supposed to be a minimal white cast. I don't really take flash photos at night, so that usually wouldn't be a problem for me anyways, but so far it blended into the skin nice. My makeup didn't act any different today, so I think this will be a nice sunscreen to have on deck. I'm excited about it. And yeah, that about says it all for the makeup I tried in the month of November. I would love to hear your thoughts. Are you excited about any of these? Do you have any of these yourself? Do you want any of these? I would love to chat down below. If you made it to the end of this video, why don't you leave, why don't you leave a Christmassy emoji? Because we are in Vlogmas. I'm uploading every single day in December. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me on my other socials. You can join the battybean fam. I am battybean on everything, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And if you want, you should subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Like I said, I'm posting every single day in December. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. I think the biggest reason why I'm happy when I have a smaller pile is because editing Betty Jean's life is a lot easier than when I have like an hour's worth of footage to cut through, because I had 500 products to talk about.